Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Dan Ain, and welcome to Take Home Torah.
Happy Hanukkah!
Happy Hanukkah!
Hanukkah.
Special
Happy Hanukkah.
Ain family greeting. Take Home Torah. The whole family is here, so allow me to take the opportunity at the end of this
And
year.
we're Jewish.
We are Jewish, and we are a part of the Beth Sholom community, and we are thrilled after this long year to be able to celebrate with you and welcome in the Hanukkah. And so allow me to introduce our Rebbitzin, Alana.
Hi, happy Hanukkah.
Shimi, do you want to say hello?
Hi.
And Autumn, there she is. She's saying hello over there. So Hanukkah is a very special time, and especially after a long year, even though we can't actually be together.
And he's the rabbi.
That's right. As I said earlier, I'm the rabbi, and we're going to learn a little bit about Hanukkah. Would you like that, Shimi? All right, so a couple of things about Hanukkah. The first thing is you'll notice that we have these dreidels. So perhaps you can play dreidel a little bit. All right. No, hold on. Dreidel. And on the dreidel, you'll notice that there is a nun, a gimel, a hey, and a shin. And that stands for Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. And really the story of Hanukkah is one of miracles.
But there in Israel, it's called a great miracle happened here, so it's with a different Hebrew letter.
That's right,
Oh,
with a peg.
well
Very
done,
good,
well
very
done,
good, Shimmy.
Shimmy.
But that was, you stole the ending of my take-home Torah. But this is where I'm going, Shimmy. Exactly this story about miracles. And as Shimmy pointed out, it says on our American dreidels, a great miracle happened there because we're talking about the miracle that happened during the time of the Maccabees. And they found that the ruler there didn't allow them to observe in the temple. And even though that they were greatly outnumbered, they went and they were able to retake the temple. And as a result of that, they celebrated because they were able to pray again. And I think we might be able to, more so than in other years, appreciate what it must be like not to be able to go into your temple or your synagogue by a state edict. We've been under that, obviously, for health reasons. We are doing that under these circumstances, but maybe we can sense a little bit more about the Maccabees and how painful it probably was not to be able to worship there. And then this week's Torah portion, we're pairing the story of Hanukkah with the story of Joseph. The story of Joseph is one where he doesn't get along so well with his brothers, and they end up selling him into slavery, and he ends up down in a cell in a pit in Egypt. And it isn't until a couple of weeks from now that he's reunited with his brothers again. And what does he say when he's reunited with his brothers? He says, don't worry. It's not your fault. He says, God had a plan in all of this. Joseph doesn't say, oh, I'm so smart, I'm so sophisticated, I figured out how to get on top. He says, no, God, this was God's way. And so too with the Maccabees. The Maccabees, when it says in the Talmud, what is this, Hanukkah?
Why did Joseph pretend to be, why did that person before Moses pretend to be Pharaoh?
Why did that person before Moses pretend to be Pharaoh? So we'll get to that, Shimmy. It's a good question. We'll get to that when we do our Passover take-home video. But right now we're talking about the Maccabees, and Joseph actually is the reason they get down into Egypt, because Joseph goes down there and becomes second in charge next to Pharaoh. But he doesn't take credit for it. He gives God the credit. And also the Maccabees. What's the story that we tell? In the Talmud, it says, My Hanukkah. What is Hanukkah? And the story isn't one of a political victory. It isn't one of great rebellion. It's actually the story of the Maccabees go in and they find one little cruse of oil. It's supposed to last for one day, but it miraculously lasts for 8 days. That's right. And that's why we eat sufganiyot, which looks super gooey, and oily and greasy, because we're reminded of the oil from that miracle. But I wanted to conclude, in very much in line with what Shimmy said earlier, Nes Gadol Hayapo. Now, that's really the challenge of who it is that we are as Jews, is to look at where we've been, like the Maccabees did, and see God in the trials and the hard parts, and also see God in the victorious parts. And same with Joseph. Joseph sees God in the hard parts, maybe the disagreements with his siblings, those low moments, but he understands that God was with him. So we Jews, we write God into our stories. And I think...
So, also, and there's also a story about Hanukkah where, like, long ago, Jewish people weren't allowed to see the Torah. Well, so they I think, looked at the Torah, and the guards were coming. So then they spin the dreidel, and the dreidel kept them. Well, I don't know exactly. I don't quite know.
It's a midrash.
Yeah, clearly that's an interesting midrash, Jimmy. Very good.
Good one.
But can I finish the Devar? I was almost done. I was right there at the. I was right there. What I was saying was the Maccabees saw their victory as really God moving in their lives, and Joseph saw where he went to as God moving in his life. And the challenge is us as Jews is what we have to do now is write the story of how God has been with us in this year of 2020, when we've experienced losses and difficult moments and lows. And the challenge that we have is when we think about a great miracle happening here, we have to open our heart to the fact that there are miracles perhaps that were seeded during this challenging year. Miracles unknown as of yet to us, but remain possible and perhaps will be revealed to us in the coming year. And God willing, next year, L'Shana Haba'ah, we can be back together in our synagogue. So from my family to your family, we want to send you blessings for a happy Hanukkah, blessings for a sweet new year, for wonderful food filled with oil and chocolate. Alana, do you have blessings for the community? And latkes. Do you have any blessings for the community?
I always have blessings for this community, and it's just, I'm glad we'll have 8 consecutive nights to be together and catch glimpses of each other, and just thinking of everyone and sending you all love and warmth and light during these days.
Amen. Thank you. Shimmy, do you have blessings for the community?
Well, all I wanted to say that story over again that I was saying.
Well, we'll save that
next one.
But now we're doing the blessings for Hanukkah, end of the year. Do you want to share Hanukkah blessings?
A blessing.
Do you have a Hanukkah blessing for the community?
Sometimes we just have the blessings in our heart.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, we're sending love to you, and Shimmy will have all of you in his blessing that he's going to think about, and hopefully that blessing and those miracles will be revealed to us in the coming year. Take care, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We miss you, and happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Bye-bye.
Happy Hanukkah.